Φίλες και φίλοι, καλησπέρα σας. Καλώς ήρθατε στην εκπομπή Καλησπέρα Μελβούρνη που επιμελείται και παρουσιάζει ο Σωτήρης Σωτηρόπουλος. Στην απόψινή μας εκπομπή έχουμε τον Υπουργό Μετανάστευσης κύριο Alex Hawke, ο οποίος επισκέφθηκε τη Μελβούρνη και πιο συγκεκριμένα την Ελληνική Ορθόδοξη Κοινότητα Μελβούρνης και Βικτωρίας. Εκεί τον υποδέχθηκε ο Πρόεδρος της Κοινότητας κύριος Βασίλης Παπαστεργιάδης, καθώς και ο Πρόεδρος του Ελληνικού Κέντρου κύριος Γιώργος Μενίδης. Στο τελευταίο κομμάτι της εκπομπής μας έχουμε ένα αφιέρωμα για τα 200 χρόνια από την Ελληνική Επανάσταση.
Philosophical courses as well, so it's a lot of use.
So we've got two floors like this. We won't show you the other one. We've got the function room, which we can't show you, which is great. We do theatre there, we do cinema there, we do lectures. It seats about 180 people. And it's perfect for us.
Small musical events.
Musical events, yeah. We do Friday night Greek here as well. So that, and it's busy
Thursday
every night.
cultural lecture program, which includes sort of academics from the various universities across the world. It started off as a small project and it's just grown. It's engaged a whole lot of the academics.
And more importantly, it's of its space, so it's of its location. So we're sitting here on the nexus of what was the Greek Quarter, the Greek Precinct. Chinatown's just down the road, so we're starting to get Chinese associations, students associations coming to use the space as well. So it's a real mixture of multicultural people coming through. The stalactites on the corner, yeah.
So there's about 5 shops over there, but we're expanding ourselves. Yes, and we're starting to start.
And we're in here.
And we've got 15
I think you mentioned it. So the businesses that are in here are Greek lawyers, Greek banks, National Bank of Greece.
National Bank of Greece is here too, but we're also getting the...
So they have an office here?
Yes, they're representative from the national offices here. We've got
That's
lawyers.
just an admin office, not a bank per se.
It's not a full bank, it's a representative office, but
We've got the Delphi Bank coming.
And they have a full banking service.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
So,
That's very impressive.
so it's
So we'll keep going.
The other thing we have too is the North African community.
yeah, we've been doing
Jewish community.
Actually, while I wanted
Ukraine, Italians, the Germans.
challenge that we have to have dedicated meetings, private meetings. We have workshops and conferences through here as well. So it's got a broader use. We're on level 12 now of the building. We've also got a library through there, and that's a library that's been collected for a number of years. It's still got a little bit of work to go there.
Partly funded by one of the growth of the Greek base from becoming widely integrated in the Australian community. They said we needed some space for people to think.
So we have donations for this building in second floor.
Huge community base to do this sort of thing.
So, but we couldn't have, the building could never have happened without the federal government support and the state government support. They contributed $2 million. That was the seed money for a $15 million building. The rest came from us. But as George indicated, so we'll go up now. Yeah. As George indicated, the point was for us to be self-sufficient. We build something.
Here's a bit of the background.
But that was a big drop on you. Did a slightly better job of mine.
That was our largest ever area. Look, to be fair to the US, it wasn't eventful, but if the US went there, it won. So we're always up and down. Honestly, no country has rescued tens of thousands of people. The US didn't provide the military security. So, you know, they didn't get the whole negotiation, but honestly, the US
Exact science. Who came up with that idea?
All of that philosophical courses as well. So
We do theatre there, we do cinema there.
we have workshops and conferences through here as well. Yeah,
Making space here as well. So can we
That was the seed money for a $15 million building. The rest came from us. It's a great pleasure to have the Minister for Multiculturalism, Citizenship and also Immigration with us here at the Greek community of Melbourne. Για μας είναι σημαντικό που έχουμε τον Υπουργό, τον κύριο Hawke, μαζί μας σήμερα.
Well, thank you, Bill. I want to thank the directors here for the great work they're doing for the Hellenic community here in Melbourne. Australia has had such a great history with Greece, our partners and friends and allies, through so many of the years of our history together.
Minister, thank you so much for being here with us. Congratulations on the work that you've been doing.
Thank you so much.
And it's an honour for you to be at the Greek community of Melbourne.
Για τις πιο δύσκολες ώρες σας, είμαστε κοντά σας. Παναγιώτης Τζιότσης, Ορθόδοξη Funeral Services. Με κατανόηση, συνέπεια και επαγγελματισμό, όπως απαιτούν οι περιστάσεις. Παναγιώτης Τζιότσης, Ορθόδοξη Funeral Services. Τηλέφωνο 03 95 68 58 58.
It's a great pleasure to have the Minister for Multiculturalism, Citizenship and also Immigration with us here at the Greek community of Melbourne. It's even more important because of the fact that the Minister who promised on his first visit to Melbourne to visit us has in fact kept his promise. We expected the Minister to do that, but equally important is the fact that the Minister himself is of Greek background. His mother was born in Greece, his grandparents were both born in Greece. He has a strong affinity towards the Hellenic culture, the language, and also the history that Greece has imparted on Western civilization. The Morrison government and the Greek community of Melbourne have had a strong relationship for a number of years, and in particular in relation to the purchasing of a building of the new Greek hub here in the city that we'll talk about in a moment. But equally, in recent times, we have also, with the help of the Morrison government, commenced negotiations with Greece for a double taxation agreement. This is fundamental for developing the relationships between two countries who have been allies in world wars, have a shared migration, but now equally will have a strong economic footing between the two countries. Another topic that I'll broach also with the Minister today relates to perhaps a new path forward for the two countries, and that relates to developing a bilateral agreement on health between Australia and Greece. It's taking the economic, the social, the cultural, the political, and now into the health domain, so that visitors both of Greek background to Australia and Australians to Greece can get the benefit of a medical system that is first world, and in particular because this community, the Greek community of Melbourne, is next year, and hopefully the Minister will be with us, hosting the Global Hellenic Medical Conference. Next year, in September, hosted here at the Greek community of Melbourne. What a great announcement that would be, Minister. I'll say a few words in Greek as well.
Please.
To capture it, and then open it up to you. Για μας είναι σημαντικό που έχουμε τον Υπουργό, τον κύριο Hawke, μαζί μας σήμερα. Σημαντικό για πολλούς λόγους. Πρώτον, επειδή η καταγωγή του είναι από την Ελλάδα, αλλά και επίσης επειδή σε μια πρόσφατη συζήτηση που είχαμε μαζί του, είχε επιβεβαιώσει ότι στο πρώτο ταξίδι του στη Μελβούρνη, μετά από τον άρση των περιορισμών, θα παραβρεθεί στην κοινότητά μας, στην Ελληνική Κοινότητα Μελβούρνης. Κράτησε το λόγο του. Σημαντικό για μας είναι επίσης που ο Υπουργός, η καταγωγή του είναι ελληνική. Η μάνα του γεννήθηκε στην Ελλάδα, παππούς και γιαγιά του και στην Ελλάδα επίσης γεννημένοι εκεί. Και είναι εδώ δίπλα μας σαν Υπουργός Μετανάστευσης και Υπουργός Πολυπολιτισμού. Έχει άμεση σχέση με την κοινότητα ο Υπουργός, επειδή πρόσφατα με την υποστήριξή του και την κυβέρνηση ξεκινήσαμε τη συζήτηση για την διπλή φορολογία, δηλαδή για να μην υπάρχει διπλή φορολογία μεταξύ τις δύο χώρες όταν κάποιος επενδύει Αυστραλία ή στην Ελλάδα. Σημαντικό αυτό από μια οικονομική άποψη. Προτείνουμε τώρα και σήμερα στον Υπουργό ότι να υπάρχει μια διακρατική συμφωνία στο θέμα της υγείας, δηλαδή για των επισκεπτών των δύο χωρών, για να μπορούν να έχουν την περίθαλψη που χρειάζεται. Προπαντός όταν το χρόνο το 2022 στην Ελληνική Κοινότητα Μελβούρνης θα έχουμε το Παγκόσμιο Συνέδριο Ιατρικό Ελλήνων Γιατρών. Θα γίνει εδώ και τι πιο καλύτερο θα ήταν να μπορούσαμε να ανακοινώσουμε και μια διακρατική συμφωνία στο θέμα της υγείας μεταξύ Ελλάδα και Αυστραλία. Τον ευχαριστούμε τον Υπουργό και τώρα θα τον παρουσιάσουμε και μια πλακέτα. Minister, thank you so much for being here with us. Congratulations on the work that you've been doing.
Thank you so much.
And it's an honour for you to be at the Greek community of Melbourne.
Well, thank you, Bill. I want to thank the directors here for the great work they're doing for the Hellenic community here in Melbourne. Australia has had such a great history with Greece, our partners and friends and allies, through so many of the years of our history together. People have migrated here from some of the first migrations to Australia in large numbers, and we know Melbourne is one of the largest Greek cities in the world. It's great to be here with such a vibrant diaspora of people who have been so good for Australia, but also so good for the international Hellenic community. And that's why the government's invested in this facility. We've invested in this because we are teaching our young generations about their culture. We're investing in the great Hellenic community, the traditions continuing here in Melbourne, but also all across Australia and in this part of the world. We've seen the impact that the Orthodox Church makes in the Pacific, that it makes here in Australia, that the community makes to the life of Australia. So we thank everyone involved in this wonderful facility, what you're doing for the community and what you're doing to strengthen the relationship for the future. And as Bill says, we continue to work very closely with the Greek government. We are now opening our borders. Australian citizens and permanent residents can travel again. We've changed the definition of parents. The Prime Minister has said that parents can now travel of citizens and permanent residents. And we know that travel between Greece and Australia has been such a part of the life of both countries for so many years. We're looking forward to those travel arrangements starting again and seeing people moving back and forwards and sharing lives, catching up on what's happened after a very difficult few years for all of us. That will be so important for families here and families in Greece. It's going to be fantastic. And we will work through all of the issues with the Greek government. Given our strong history, how long we've been partnering together, there are great arguments to fix these things that need fixing so that we strengthen the relationships between our people on tax and in health and all the things that are barriers for travel. So I look forward to those negotiations continuing. But today I'm very proud to be receiving that plaque. Thank you. It is great for me to be obviously a son of the Hellenic world here as the immigration minister. For my family that's very special, but I think for our family, our collective Hellenic family, it's very special to know that here in Australia the Greeks have built a great, fabulous community, relaxed and tolerant, loving of other people, doing very well for themselves here on the other side of the world after fleeing a very difficult world war. We're very proud of the way this community's come together here, what you're doing here to promote the culture, and we look forward to seeing the global Hellenic chair of global diasporas. This is a big innovation in Australia. We'll see a university investing in the global diaspora, doing studies in that culture, and I think that'll have some great positive benefits as well. So thanks for the opportunity to be here. It's a real privilege, and we're looking forward to some beautiful food and company.
Thank you. Thank you, Minister.
One question, if it's okay. Do you manage to make Scott Morrison have a Greek dance here? Do you think that the part of your family of the Greek inhabitants will need you to do the same here in the next visit?
Absolutely. Well, I'll need a few ouzos, I think, to do that. Give me a few.
He did. He broke it into a great dance, and that vision made its way around the world.
Well,
we had
I'm
a dancing troupe here. Joined in. He had no hesitation
Well, now I
at
have
all.
no choice, do I?
No, at the next visit, because we also have our festival on the 5th and 6th of March, which you'll need to be here because we close the entire CBD down for this Hellenic Festival. It's an amazing event.
Wait.
200,000 people.
We need to get back to these things, so we're looking forward to it. Fabulous.
(1821) was the year of laying the firm foundations of Greek justice and the reality of the motherland. As if in a pan-Hellenic assembly, all the postulates of the race came together and decreed that happiness is freedom, and freedom is magnanimity. And then the most fearless of the Greeks rushed into battle.
200 years have passed since the Greeks came to a great decision: to stand up against the Ottoman Empire and claim their freedom. Here, in the Moria, on these sacred lands and holy waters, is where history changed course. the Peloponnese became the center of revolutionary upheaval. Φιλική εταιρεία, meaning Society of Friends, had chosen it as the cradle of the Greek Revolution and inducted the most notable figures in the land into the great cause. One such person was destined to become a legend. His story became a history, and the impact of his achievements reached the four corners of the world, because before his feats were carved by the stylus, they were carved by the sword.
We had been building our breastworks for months all around Tripolitsa, because it was the center of the Maria, and whoever possessed it wielded great power. We brought a cannon from Mistras and we fired shots from afar. There were barely 10,000 of Kihaya-based Turks remaining in Tripolitsa. They came out and fought to prevent the Greeks from coming to our assistance. When the Greeks saw that Tripolitsa was about to fall, 20,000 of them gathered, and as the Arvanites tried to flee, the Greeks leaped in from the bastion of the Sarai. When I entered Tripolitsa, they showed me the plane tree in the bazaar where they used to hang the Greeks. I sighed and said, "Ah, how many of my line and my nation were hanged there." And I had it cut.
Φίλες και φίλοι, εδώ φτάσαμε στο τέλος της απόψινής μας εκπομπής. Σας ευχαριστούμε που μας παρακολουθήσατε. Μέχρι την επόμενη εβδομάδα, από τον Σωτήρη Σωτηρόπουλο, γεια σας και χαρά σας.
Η Αυστραλία τώρα βλέπει Ελλάδα. Το Ελλάς TV έχει πλέον σέρβις και τεχνικό προσωπικό παντού. Απολαύστε όλα τα ελληνικά και κυπριακά κανάλια στην τηλεόρασή σας όπου και αν είστε με μόνο μια απλή σύνδεση στο ίντερνετ. Μάθετε πώς μπορείτε να φέρετε την Ελλάδα στο σπίτι σας με ένα κλικ στο ellastv.com.au. Ελλάς TV. Βλέπουμε Ελλάδα.